Breaking news in the comics world today. David Steinberger, the founder and head of Comixology, has a tweet thread, which, you could read it any number of ways. And we're going to try to do a little criminology on this thing and figure out what's going on. Quote David Steinberger, "It's been a few big weeks and I have personal news." It's very personal. "I've been asked if I'd like to lead a new Amazon-wide initiative that is too good an opportunity to not take. It was a tough decision, but I'm ready for a new entrepreneurial challenge." In other words, the founder of Comixology, I think the last one remaining at Comixology after the Amazon buyout 8 years ago, is now leaving Comixology just a couple of weeks after the disastrous merger with Amazon happened from an app point of view. I'm not sure I would classify this as personal news either. It's kind of professional news. Usually when something like this happens, when the CEO of a company that has just been acquired by a bigger company leaves, it's usually after a year or two after they, get all their stock vested. They've stuck around for as long as they were contracted to when they were bought out in the first place. Obviously, that's not why Steinberger hung around for this long. I mean, I doubt that his Amazon shares took a dozen years to vest, or 8 years to vest, I should say. And even weirder, he's not leaving Amazon. Usually the story would be this. Amazon is getting in the way of Comixology doing what it needs to do. This disastrous thing from the past couple of weeks with the turnover from Comixology.com to Amazon store is the fault of Amazon. Comixology doesn't have a say in it. It has no power. I'm quitting. I can't deal with this crap anymore. Peace out, yo. Gone. But that's not what's happening here. Instead, he's been asked to lead a new Amazon-wide initiative, which it'll be interesting to hear what that is. This sounds more like Amazon wants him out of Comixology and put somewhere else. Now, is that because they feel his skills would work well in this other Amazon-wide thing? Or is that because Comixology is such a dumpster fire at the moment, they had to scalp someone's head and figured, hey, we'll just shift him over to something else? I don't know. We don't know. None of us know. And anyone who tells you they do is full of it. That's the thing with this announcement. Usually, this announcement is that the person is leaving to spend more time with their family, which it just covers a multitude of sins right there. The fact that he's instead taking another job with Amazon means something else happened here. I don't know what. Also kind of curious, I looked this up. When Amazon bought Comixology back in 2013, I think it finalized, it closed in 2014, the terms of the deal were never announced. Now, Comixology took about $3.5 million worth of funding in its early days. I think it's only like 7 or 8 investors it ever had, period. A couple seed rounds, an angel round, some debt financing. Nothing too major. None of the Silicon Valley players were involved here. There's a single investor from, I think it's New York, who was an investor in Pinterest and a few other things that no one has ever heard of. But I also wonder, why is David Steinberger still working? Apparently the Comixology deal wasn't that great when Amazon bought them. We also don't know what the terms of that sale were or why the sale happened in the first place. Is it a case where Comixology grew too big, too fast, that they couldn't they're going to buckle under the pressure and the weight of all the stuff going on? And sometimes in those kinds of situations, that's where you bring in a bigger company, if only to help with finances, maybe to help with technology, with resources, that kind of thing behind the scenes. I don't know. And again, no one knows because details of this buyout, I don't think were ever publicly made or even rumored. When I look on crunchbase.com, the Comixology page doesn't have the number there either. Just that it took in $3.5 million worth of funding and sold to Amazon at some point. Who knows how much Amazon paid and who knows how much the 3 original founders of Comixology, also known as Iconology, made off of that. I haven't looked into the history of what happened to the other 2 founders, but Steinberger stuck around and said, quote, at one point, I want to find this. This is a great quote from when Amazon bought them. He wrote a letter, I believe this was internally, that the sale to Amazon makes Comixology's crazy goal of turning everyone on the planet into a comic reader more possible than ever before. I mean, he might be right with that. I don't think it's quite turned out that way. And goodness knows a lot of people aren't reading comics right now because they can't figure out how Comixology even works for the past couple of weeks, especially in countries outside of the United States. So we don't know for sure that Steinberger is just running like hell in the face of all this crap. We do know, however, that his email inbox and his Twitter inbox messages will probably be a lot calmer now. I mean, I don't know where he's going on Amazon, but it can't be any worse than dealing with comic book fans right now. Oh boy. There's part of me that says, well, I don't blame him for not wanting to put up with this crap right now. And not that the crap is unwarranted, mind you, but I wouldn't blame him for running like hell for that reason either. It's just the more I read his Twitter thread, the more he's leaving for another job at Amazon. That blows all the theories out of the water. Nobody knows what's going on, but, stay tuned. Maybe we'll find out eventually. I'm curious to see what he's doing at Amazon. Hopefully that comes out in the public at some point. It may never. He may just quietly be subsumed by the beast that is Amazon, and we never hear from him again. I don't know. I mean, good luck to him. I mean, he still has a job. Apparently still needs one. I'm also trying to figure out how that interview goes internally with Amazon. When they bring him in and say, hey, we have this new project we need someone for. Let's just take a look at your recent resume and see what you've accomplished. Oh, look, nobody likes Comixology at the moment. Hey, let's give you a promotion to a new job and put you in charge of an Amazon-wide initiative. That seems weird, too. Good luck to one and all. Fingers crossed that whatever the changes are here at the top, the work continues to repair the issues that have been caused by this, rushed Amazon merger thing. And we'll continue to look at it, and maybe I'll report back on it some more. I just happen to have a time to be able to talk about it right now, so there you have it. I'll put a link in the show notes, of course, to the Twitter thread here from David Steinberger. Give it a look. It's, not that much. He left Comixology in the hands of two long-term leaders, Tom Ashley and Jeff DiBartolomeo. So good luck to Tom and Jeff. Really good luck. I can only imagine what their inboxes look like right now. They've got a lot of work ahead of them. Thank you all for listening. I'm Augie Bleach Jr. Check out more coverage of life and comics in general at pipelinecomics.com.